Hello everyone, friends, I hope you missed me. Today I would like to talk about a new episode of the amazing digital circus. I hope you enjoy it. We continue to receive more and more details about the continuation of the amazing digital circus. I think that, most likely, this is the very second episode, which is expected to be released in May. We will be returning to the amazing, and, most importantly, digital circus very soon. We can't wait to see the sequel. The authors are also impatient to release it, so they are slowly posting some pieces of their work, but obviously they will not throw everything off frame by frame, otherwise it will already be some kind of madhouse. This is how they want to show us that the process is underway, and very soon we will see a full-fledged series, and if there are any problems, they will definitely tell us about it. Let's not hesitate and dive back into our digital madhouse. What kind of new footage have we been shown? We have seen the first frame for a long time. We have known it for a long time. Someone has already watched it. Well, some people don't. Here I would like to draw attention to some detail. We have two characters in front of us, Jax and Zooble. Jax, as always, is joyful, smiling, and Zooble is tired, and they are still in the tent. There are probably other characters nearby, and maybe they're discussing their future adventure in the canyon. But what are these details that I was talking about? Take a closer look at Zooble. Do you notice anything new? You can't tell right away until you look at it and compare it. This is the Zooble that was in the pilot, and in the merged frame, we are shown a completely different tooth. Firstly, instead of one antenna, she now has an arrow. It is unlikely that this is a reference to something, most likely Zooble, and there is one big reference to the constructor, from which you can assemble literally anything. And we talked about this in previous videos, and from time to time she will still change her parts, rearrange them in places, and so on. Her hands have also changed, well, at least one for sure, and instead of the same blue pendant, she has some kind of black and white box with stripes. Perhaps she is holding something in her arms, as if in an embrace, but most likely it is also some kind of her new accessory, and she is not holding anything with her hands, but just folded them and listens to Jack's stories. You can see how much she's tired of him. By the way, her new look is somewhat similar to the one that was on her door, although she looks completely different here too. Because the second rock, if that's what you can call it, is not in the form of an arrow, but in the form of some kind of round stone. And here is the same striped antenna, which she does not have in the new merged frame. The wing is completely different, and there is some kind of keychain on the chest, similar to a triangular ruler, but this is also a completely different accessory. In the second merged frame, we already have three characters. These are Gangle, Pomni, and Ragatha. And maybe at this moment they are standing somewhere next to Jax and Zooble. These may be shots from the same scene. And there doesn't seem to be anything unusual. As always, Pomni doesn't understand anything that's going on. Ragatha is probably trying to explain something to her. Maybe they both heard something and looked at each other with about the same expression on their faces. However, the main thing that everyone noticed was the smiling Gangle. Yes, it's amazing. After all, literally the entire pilot episode, Gangle did not smile because her comedy mask was broken. And we will finally see how she will behave in this mask, how positive she will think, what she will say in general, and how to behave in general. Otherwise, she is constantly kind of sluggish, crying, and now maybe she will be energetic, cheerful. It would be interesting to see this. Fortunately, this is likely to happen in the next episode. But that's not all that was leaked to us. There is also some information about the new characters. Do you remember that Marmalade crocodile? So, I said earlier that his name is Marmalade. And at first, only such a name was known. It turns out his name is Goomy Goo. That's a twist. It turns out that he has a normal name. It is, of course, connected with Marmalade, but now you can't call it officially Marmalade directly. In front of you is Goomy Goo, and immediately I remember the very character of the Gummiber bear from the video of the same name. He was also made of marmalade. I would like to say a few more words about the sun. Of course, this is artificial intelligence, but in principle, all the new characters shown to us are also artificial intelligence. This is not a completely new character. I would even say that this is not a new character at all, because we saw him in the pilot. Only the sun did not show itself there in any way, and only in the announcement in a separate video did it speak. It would be necessary to speculate about her role in the future. They'll definitely give her a couple of lines, otherwise she'll kill Kane. What specific role will the sun or moon play? Probably just to fit into the humor somehow. They don't have much plot weight. I will say one last interesting detail. The fact that the son was originally voiced by the younger sister, Gooseworks Peyton Goodwin. Strangely enough, the plums do not end there. Another very interesting shot appeared, as if we were seeing the same floor from the tent. After all, that's exactly what it looks like, in the form of a chessboard, and they obviously didn't put this picture out for us so that we could show off on the floor. Reflections of new characters are clearly visible, even if not all of them. I barely saw the first one, and for a long time, I couldn't figure out who was depicted here. It turns out that the same crocodile Goomy Goo is enough just to compare its image and reflection, and we will immediately understand who it is worth. The second character is the same Martha Mildenhall ghost from the haunted house. Next to her is Princess Luli Lau and Orbs Man, Man Ball. Why were these 4 characters shown? I can assume that they will be in the next episode, although if there is Martha's ghost here, where is her ghostly pet? Which was also shown in the announcement. If we have Goomy Goo and Princess Luli Lau, then most likely we will end up in Candy Canyon. Where, then, is that chocolate crocodile called Fatch Monster? Is this a hint that our Canyon Candy Kingdom will stretch over 2 episodes and everyone else will already be there? Don't know. The Ball Man is generally from the local McDonald's, which means there is a chance that Jax will be harnessed there immediately in the next episode. All these merged frames seem to hint to us that the plot will be something like this. First, we find ourselves in the same tent where the pilot episode took place. Our heroes are being gathered by Kane for another adventure, but this time it will not be on the inside or even on the lands of the circus, but somewhere very far away, perhaps at the very location that Kane wanted to finish, and he finished it. This is the Canyon Candy Kingdom. I will make a reservation that my words are just an assumption, and I proceed simply from what is shown to us, but I do not think that we will be immediately transported to this canyon. We still have to get there somehow, for example, on that very cart with the marmalade elephant. But what if it's all a dream of one of the characters, and everything that was shown to us will fit into 1 minute of the episode? As strange as it may sound, publishers are capable of doing anything to surprise us, and the plot of the series will continue in the circus. We all know how insidious circus publishers are to confuse us as much as possible. It's not for nothing that we build so many theories, is it? Of course, it really sounds fantastic, but anything can happen. The shown office with a computer still does not allow me to sleep peacefully. I hope this mystery will be solved as soon as possible. Undoubtedly, a lot of things were left for dessert. I'm sure we'll meet more new characters in this release. Perhaps someone from the kingdom will return with the heroes to the circus, or they will show us a new character that has appeared as Pomni showed us. We will find out about all this very soon. What do you think will happen in the next episode of the Amazing Digital Circus? Write your opinion in the comments, and do not forget to subscribe to my channel. Click on the bell so as not to miss new videos.